All right. So this should be an interesting video. I got a hole in my shirt. But today, at this time, we're going to be talking about the statements that Viktor Bout made about America's current condition. If you guys haven't seen, or if you don't know who I'm talking about, Viktor Bout is the gentleman nicknamed the Merchant of Death, who we traded for Brittany Griner, one of the most precious American assets that we couldn't afford to lose. So thankfully she's back home, and we sent him on his merry way to go deal arms across the world. And yeah, best luck to him. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video right now is actually a statement that he made in a recent interview with some publication in America. It was an American publication, but I don't remember what it was. Check it out. It basically, he basically made statements saying that he feels bad for the current state of America, the drug-addled, godless, very identity-driven, hedonistic place that it's at. And a lot of people wouldn't expect to hear something like that from somebody who had just been in prison and had, for as long as he had in the United States. So it struck people a little funny, especially juxtaposed to the person who he was traded for, Brittany Griner, somebody who has been outspokenly against America and has shown utter detestment for the country, which has provided her everything that she knows and loves, including her freedom. Once again, you can't help but notice the difference between the two people's rhetoric when it comes to their thoughts and opinions of America. And I know that people everywhere would say, yeah, that's cool, but, how much can you really trust the Russian? It's fair enough. I think it's interesting that what Viktor Bout was saying aligns with a lot of the things that Putin was saying in that one speech where he was, happened like 2 months ago, where he was denouncing Western civilization or where it's currently headed. And yeah, I have very mixed feelings about this because, one, I'm not a stupid type of guy. I'm not gonna get heart eyes and ooh-woo emojis over somebody just because they're saying something that sounds good to me. But I am gonna admit when it does sound good. So what these Russians are saying sounds very good to a person like me, if they actually mean what they say. Restoring morals, restoring Christian values, even though I'm a Muslim. I just know how obviously the world benefits from these kind of things. When these things are in power, the world runs more smoothly than it does currently and arguably. So I'm not the type of person who's going to sit there and say, oh, there's no value in what these people are saying just because they're Russian. If it makes sense, it makes sense. I'm also not the same type of person to sit there and just because somebody is saying something that makes sense, I'm going to go and pause. But do you understand what I'm saying here? It's basically thinking for yourself. You can like the things that Viktor Bout said out of his mouth about America and understand and even identify with him, a world-renowned arms dealer, and still not think that the things that he is partaking in are okay, and still not fully trust Russia. Because what Russia is saying sounds good. It sounds better than a lot of the stuff that's coming from Ukraine, in my opinion. But it's still Russia at the end of the day, and we can't trust them. Oh, but at the same time, let's take it a step further and say, who told you not to trust Russia? Do you trust them? Ask yourself that. Now, I'm not telling you to trust anybody because I don't think that you should, even me. I want to steal your lunch money. But the people who tell you blindly to never trust or listen to Russia, do you trust them? Ask yourself, who are those people? Why do you trust them more than you trust Russia? If the answer is because they're American, then I wouldn't say that's a bad answer. I would actually say that's the best answer that you can give, besides what they're saying is correct and what the other people are saying is incorrect. But in a world where most stuff It's a luxury to be able to have that level of truth. And anytime that you can, you should bask in it. In a world of ambiguity, 4D chess, psi operations, and mental manipulation, you shouldn't trust anybody. You should just go with what sounds good and makes sense to you. Not what feels good, what sounds good and makes sense to your soul. So that is what the angel of death made me think about with his words. And at a higher level, the greater lesson here is wise words, good words can come from anyone, including Putin. And everybody has certain redeemable qualities in ways. I'm not going to go the full Kanye route about this conversation, but we should all try and be a little bit more like Jesus now, shouldn't we?